Hello everyone. Uh, in this video, we will learn about and the DSA problem, which is finding the mid element out of three elements. They told it is uh, you have to find in the three elements, but you can write the generic logic that can useful for any number of elements. Okay, because it is like a DSA problem. Now that's why we'll see what is median first. The median is the middle element of a set of data. The median splits the data into two equal halves. So, if there are odd number of elements like 11, then it they will be left five elements, right? Five elements, and the median will be six. Okay, but when coming to even number of elements, then the median is not an element in the data set. Rather, it is mean of the two middle elements, like 5 plus 6 by 2, 5.5 is the median for this even number of elements. Based on this logic, we have to write the program in Java. So, we are importing util package here, and then hello world is the class name, and main function along with the command line arguments, and we are creating a object for the scanner class, and here we are scanning the number of elements value. That means if it is the console, what it is doing. So here we're not asking how many number of elements at first. If you want, you can write the statement as well, like this: system dot out dot println, enter the number of elements. You can write like this: enter the size of data set. Okay. So what will happen here first? I have added two uh, println statements for our uh, facility. So it will come like this: enter the size of data set. Then it is taking a integer value using nextInt function of the scanner class using scanner sc object, and it is storing in variable. So I will wrote like this. Let's say zoom 5. I have written 5. Okay. Then here what is happening? Array declaration. So you have to remember this for array declaration. At first, uh, data type will come. Then, so this array declaration also you can write like this: int numbers equal to new int of n. The main thing was you have to specify the size while declaring the array itself. It's like you can't tell to the compiler, okay, I want an array which can be of any size. That is not going to happen. So you have to write like this: int numbers are like this also. Okay, int numbers of array. Okay, or like this. in array is same. So int numbers is the array name, and we are specifying it is integer data type, and with uh, n as the array size. So if I gave 5, right? So 5 is the array size of the numbers. Then I'm asking to enter the elements. Enter the elements. So what is happening here? So we are writing a for loop here. For int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. That means the loop of array is starting with array of 0 to array of n minus 1. Why n minus 1? Because you are given I less than n. Okay. So you itself see there's a logic here. So as you are starting with 0, you are ending with n minus 1. Okay. That is the reason you are written I less than n only, not I less than equal to n. If it is I less than equal to n, then it will be array of n. But yeah, as normal practice procedure, array will be 0 to n minus 1. That is the reason we are giving I, which represent the index of the array as 0, and I less than n I plus plus. In for loop, what we are doing? We are taking the value in the for loop itself, and we are assigning it to the array immediately. Okay. So what will happen? I am giving the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whenever it is taking the one value, it will assign immediately. Okay. It will assign immediately to, so it will assign immediately to numbers of 0 first. Why 0? Because I gave I as 0 at first. Okay. Then again the loop will come to here. Now I equal to 1. Then again it will come to the statement. Now it will again take the value from the console with this next int statement. After taking what it is doing, it will again assign to numbers of I. Now what is the I value? 1. Okay. Again it will go again to the for loop. Now I equal to 2. Okay. Now again it will take the value from the console. It will assign to the array. Now 3 is numbers of 2. Like that 4 numbers of 3. Okay. Now I equal to 4. 4 less than 5. Okay. 4 less than 5. So I plus plus. Now it will again go into the for loop. Now it will again take the value from the console. It will assign to the array again. So now I equal to 4, right? It will assign. Now it will go again. Now I equal to 5. And 5 less than 5 is false, right? So the for loop will be terminated. Okay. Now, so in Java also there are so many functions that will minimize our coding lines, minimize our coding efforts and all. We have to learn all those functions so that we can program easily. And this function is one kind of function like that only. So this arrays is a class which belongs to the util package. Okay. So whenever you see a word like this, okay, with capital letter at first, then it belongs to class. Okay. And the function's names will start with small letters. If is another word is there, sort int, it will come like this camel case. Okay, for functions. But classes always start with capital letters only. Functions will always start with small letters. In that way, you can recognize which is class, which is method. Okay. So arrays belong to this util package. So in that arrays predefined class, just like scanner class, we are calling a sort function. Okay. For that function, what we are giving the argument? We are giving the array as a argument. So the array dot sort syntax was array name. So here this is the syntax for the function array. Sorry, arrays dot. Remember this. The spelling mistake will not work in the programming. You have to remember each and every letter. Arrays, okay? Arrays dot sort of in argument or parameter you have to give the array name. Okay. So numbers is the array name you are passing. So what will happen for this function? So it will automatically sort all the elements in the array in ascending order. Okay, it will sort all elements in ascending order and place it in the original array itself. So you need not to copy into another variable or something like that. Okay. So after sort, why we are sorting here for median, you can get a doubt. Why? Because median is for uh, a data set which is in the ascending order. Okay. In that way only you can find the middle element of the data set. Okay. For that reason, you sorted the array and you are taken a new variable called mid, which is float value. Now, what you are doing? Let's go. Let's go to the logic in detail. So here you are checking if n divided by 2 not equal to 0. That means you are asking n means what? 5. 5 divided by 2 not equal to 0. It is true, right? Yes. So what you are asking here is the data set is odd number of elements. That's what you are asking here. Okay. You don't need to think about array index and all. Okay. And means just the size of a data set here, not array index and all. So here what we are asking if the data set count n is divisible by 2 or not. If it is not, okay, then it will be definitely odd number of elements. Okay, 5 divisible by 2 is not equal to 0. That means the data set is odd number of elements. I told you right, if the it is odd number of elements, the process is very easy. The mid element will be numbers of n by 2 element, middle element after sorting. So we are taking n by 2 value in the array. That means what? Numbers of 5 by 2. Okay. 5 by 2 means you will get 2.5. Right. So numbers of 2. What is the numbers of 2 value in our array? This one, 3. So 3 is the median for us. So I am telling you right, if the elements are odd number of elements, then finding the median is very easy. Okay, simply what we are doing, we are asking is the data set is odd number of elements or not. If it is odd number of elements, that means if the data set size here n divisible by 2 is not equal to 0, then it is odd number of elements. If it is odd number of elements, mid equal to numbers of n by 2. N by 2 means middle element of the array. Okay. Let's assume we are given the data set as 6. Okay. And assume the element also 6 only. So it will be numbers of 5. So in this case, okay, uh, so what will happen here? So 6, right? So 6 divisible by 2 is not equal to 0. It is false. That means data set is even number of elements. Okay. If that is the case, it will go to the else section. So what I have told you, if it is even number of elements, then it is the not then the element is not in the data set. It will be the mean mean of two middle elements. If it is the even element, you will get two middle elements at first. So you will take the mean of those two middle elements. So that mean is the middle element for even set of data. So what is happening here? We'll write down here so that we can. So first, what is happening? Normally, in above what we have taken, numbers of n by 2 is the middle element. Okay. So what we have taken now? We'll see first. What is this actually? So we have taken numbers of n by 2 and numbers of n minus 1 by 2 as well. Okay. See, numbers of n minus 1 by 2 plus numbers of n by 2 means in this example, what is n by 2? Numbers of, okay, 6 minus 1, 5 by 2 plus numbers of 6 by 2. Okay, then it will be numbers of 2.5 means as it is integer division, it will be 2 only. Okay, then numbers of 3. So what is 2 plus 3 here? 3 plus 4. Okay, 3 plus 4. So this is the answer. So what is happening if we substitute in the above logic? Float of float of 3 plus 4 means 7 by 2. Okay, so even though the division is integer division at first, we are asking for float division. So it will be value will be 3.5. Okay, so 3.5 is the mid element for the above example. For example of 6 elements. Okay, then once this mid element calculation was done at end, whether it is odd number of element or even number of elements, sorry, if it is odd number of elements or even number of elements, we will print mid at last as a common. So for 6 elements, the mid element will be 3.5. Okay, so it will print like this. Middle element 3.5. And we are closing the scanner clause as well. It is like a good process to close the clauses that we have opened for taking the inputs from the console. Okay, so yeah, and this is the sample example. See, I have given 10 elements for the 10 elements 1 to 10. The middle element will be 5. Why? Because it is even. Then what will happen? 5 plus 6. It will be 5.5, as same as the image 5.5. Okay. If I give 11 elements like this, 1 to 11, middle element will be 6.0. Okay. As I want this zero point 0.5 values and all, right? That is the reason a given float conver- conversion here. Float type conversion. We are telling, okay, I don't need integer division. I want float division. Okay. So yeah, that's it for today's class.